these.
I know. Well, see, white is always good. Purple, lavender. Oh, well, hello there. Look who's here. Welcome to Advanced Monday Afternoon Live Stream. I'm your host, Peter, and we're joined by a special guest host this week. She doesn't come by very often, but we're glad to have her here. Please welcome Anne-Marie.
Hey, everybody. I'm so glad to join you today, and I'm very excited about today's topic as well.
Yes, I think you're all going to enjoy this topic today. We are talking about dinner parties, and I think maybe it's safe to say that we all have a love-hate relationship with dinner parties. A love-hate relationship means something, sometimes you really enjoy it, sometimes it's just the worst thing, because dinner parties are great, they're fun, social events, but for the person hosting them, they can sometimes be a headache, they can be even stressful because you want it to be good, and you know how good it can be. So we're going to talk about dinner parties today, pivoting off of, as always, an article in your trusty Advanced magazine. Here's the August issue. We've referenced the cover story, The Cake Bible, a few times, and that is an article this week, in fact, The Cake Bible, a book about how to make your best cakes, and that got us thinking about when do you eat a cake, when do you serve a cake in a dinner party of some sort. And that's another thing, when we say dinner party, we don't just mean having some guests over at your house for dinner. It includes that, but this could also be like a reception. Dinner at a wedding, any situation where it's not just here's the food, let's eat, where you want to elevate things a little bit and make it a special occasion.
Steve has an example of this here. He says he was in Singapore to celebrate Christmas, and his uncle and auntie's friends hosted a dinner party. Christmas dinner parties are so great because I feel like with Christmas dinner parties, you eat foods that you wouldn't normally eat throughout the year.
Yes.
And you maybe even see people that you wouldn't always see during the year as well.
Exactly. Yes. No, Christmas, wonderful time for dinner parties. Any holiday season, always a good time for a dinner party. So, as always, let's start you off with our poll question, and you can chime in on that, and we'll try to remember to give you the results by the end of the live stream, although they will, of course, always be posted as well in the more information box
they're pretty
after we're done.
Right now, it looks like we have some different opinions about what the key is to a good dinner party.
Yes. Okay. What is the key to a good dinner party? Is it the food? Is it the mood? Is it the guests? Or is it the host? Obviously, all these elements make up a good dinner party, but if you had to choose one, what's the most important one? The food itself, the mood, the atmosphere, the feeling of it all, the guests, or the host? Let us know. And yeah, as we said, if we could just pop that open again for a moment, the poll results. So far, it's pretty even. It's 27% say the food, 27% say the guests, 27% say the hosts, and 20% say the mood.
What would you say?
Yeah, for the key to a good dinner party, I think I would have to go with the host.
You would too.
And this is why, like I say, we have a kind of love-hate relationship with dinner parties, because they're great fun if you're not the host. But if you are the host, they can be, I would argue, even more fun, because you get to sort of be not the focal point, but you get to be the engine that drives the dinner party. And that's what the host should do. But, that's not for everyone. Some of us don't like to be the engine of something. We just like to ride in the car or in the passenger seat or something like that. But I do think that a good host will, because the host is responsible for the food.
Yeah.
The host is responsible for the guests, who gets invited, who doesn't get invited, and creating the mood as a whole. So, yeah, I think I would go with the host, and you would too?
I totally agree, because I have been to dinner parties before where maybe the food wasn't that great, and maybe the people there didn't even know each other before the dinner party. But because the host was so amazing and had so much hospitality, it made everything just amazing.
Now, at the moment we say that, Joy chimes in. Hello, Joy. Delicious food can make up everything. See, I can't disagree with that. I can't. If you have good food, maybe the host doesn't need to be, Johnny Carson or, some person who's naturally good at hosting. As long as they have great food, that can, make up for a lot. So thank you for your comment there, Joy. Hello, SDA. Always good to see you. You like dinner parties at Lunar New Year? Yes, again, like we say, holiday's always good. Rose, good afternoon to you. Nice to have you with us. And Steve, good to have you with us as always. So, as always, though, this is the Monday afternoon live stream, and we are here to give you some vocab about our topic, maybe some idioms as well, get you to grow in your confidence with English. So let's get right to it. Talking about dinner parties, here's a good vocab word for you, and it actually is a French word originally, which has become sort of adapted into English now. Soiree.
Soiree.
You can sort of hear the French in it, right?
It's very fancy.
Soiree. But in English, you would just say soiree, and people would know what you mean. But Anne-Marie, what is soiree?
Well, a soiree is a get-together like a dinner party, and it's usually seen as very elevated and very fancy, and usually a little bit more formal of a party. We use the term party when we're talking about something more informal, and it could be more of a hangout or a get-together. But when you see soiree, this is a planned event.
Right. A soiree is not casual. Hey, we're just going to get some pizza, hang out. Now, sure, just for fun, you could call it a soiree, put it in quotes like that. But a real soiree, when you hear the word, is something fancy, is elevated, like we say. It's more than just the normal meal with friends. It's a little fancier in some way, a soiree.
I love this kind of party that Kiki is talking about here, a potluck party. A potluck is when different people bring their own things. Everyone brings something different, and sometimes you don't know what you're going to see at that get-together.
We almost had that as a vocab word for today, potluck. But I think maybe you already know what it means. It's like luck of the pot is the origin of it. And because it is everyone brings food to it instead of the host providing the food. So the quality of the food is kind of left open to luck. It's left open to chance. The luck of the pot, whatever's in the pot, means whatever people bring, and that's how good your food is going to be. Potluck, but yes, they're certainly fun. My goodness, a nice potluck could be as fun as any soiree. Another word for you here. This is a nice general word when we're talking about dinner parties. A little longer. Hospitality.
Hospitality.
Hospitality. Hospitality. Anne-Marie?
The host had great hospitality as she welcomed her guests to her home. If you have hospitality, it means that you make people feel at home. You are very gracious and loving as they come in, and you make sure that they have what they need. You make sure that they know where to put their shoes and their coat. You make sure that they have water and the food that they need to feel comfortable.
Right. Hospitality, you can see that word hospital in it, and there's, some overlap with it, but hospitality is not, the quality of a hospital, but it is about caring for a guest you have. And in a hospital, obviously, they care for you because of a disease or an injury you have. But hospitality in a general sense is just caring for your guests, particularly at a soiree or at a dinner party. Not just saying, okay, come in, here's the food. Hospitality is, going that extra mile, we might say, and saying you can hang your coats over here. The bathroom is down there. It's so lovely to have you here. And just being gracious and welcoming. Hospitality. SDA says, last week I went on vacation. I had a dinner party at Elon with a movie. Nice. Yes. Always fun to combine sometimes a dinner party with another activity, like playing a game of some sort after the meal, or watching a movie even. That can be a way to really make it a soiree in addition to just a dinner party. And Steve says, last year's Christmas I hosted a pizza party with my family, watched the country down next to our, watch the countdown, I bet you mean, the countdown to midnight, next to our, okay. Anyway, Steve, thank you for sharing that thought. And
the apartment balcony.
Glad that you, here it is, yeah. Although if he's retracted it, maybe we don't want to talk about it. But it sounds like you had a good New Year's Eve, Steve. Thank you for sharing about that. Another vocab word for you here, and this is particular to dinner party, kind of another longish word, but hang on here. Ambience.
Ambiance.
I think it does originally have a French origin, although it
sounds like
so
it.
ambiance, sounds French. But ambience Anne-Marie, what are we talking about there?
We're talking about the mood or the atmosphere or the environment of the dinner party, of really anything. If something has a certain type of ambiance, it just means the vibe or the mood of the place you're in.
Right. It's neither good nor bad is ambiance. I've heard that term used sometimes to mean a good mood or a good atmosphere. But no, ambiance by itself just means the atmosphere. You could have a good ambiance at your party, or you could have a bad ambiance or a dull ambiance. Ambiance is just this word meaning the feel, the mood, the atmosphere that's sort of in the air at a dinner party. And that is one thing about a dinner party that you want to pay attention to. Dinner party, we call it a dinner party, you eat food, but it's always about more than just the food. It's about ambiance.
And decor.
And decor, yes, thank you, Anne-Marie. Another vocab word there, let's get that one in now. D-E-C-O-R, nice little short one here this time. D-E-C-O-R, decor, and I think that is a third word that has French origins, but nevertheless, Anne-Marie, what does decor mean?
It's the decorations that you have at a party or other place as well. It's the way that the room is decorated, and it helps to make the ambiance what it is. Right,
exactly. And decor is flowers, but it's also the kind of dinnerware that you use, the plates. If you have a little wine, maybe you put a little ribbon, a little lace frilly thing around it, just, for decor, just to, again, make it a little more special than just an ordinary dinner of some sort. What's another example of decor? Candles, maybe having lit candles. Choosing
birthday party could have balloons.
Balloons, if it's a birthday party, sure. Playing a certain kind of music on the stereo, on the Bluetooth, whatever your setup is. All of these contribute to the decor of a dinner party and make it special. SD says he had a piñata dinner party. In kindergarten, yes. I remember those from when I was in kindergarten too. The piñata, that big sort of stuffed animal, and you blindfold and you hit it, and eventually someone knocks it open and all this candy falls out. Piñata, Spanish word there, piñata. But yeah, thanks for sharing about that, SD. I haven't thought about that in a while. And Steve says, oh, yes, just to clarify his earlier comment, last year's Christmas, hosted a Christmas party, pizza party for his family, watched the countdown next to your apartment's balcony. Great, Steve. Yeah, sounds like such fun. Thank you for sharing. Let's give you guys another discussion question, or a discussion question, I should say, to chime in on, like with the reader's poll. Here's a simple one. What is something, and Steve is sort of leading us into this, what is something you remember from a dinner party you attended? Now, notice we didn't say good or bad. Just what is something, think of a time you went to a dinner party, and boy, when you start talking about dinner parties, I always think of that time, Anne-Marie, what's something you remember
from dinner parties? I can think of good experiences and bad experiences. Not necessarily bad, but memorable. What I'm thinking of right now is a time that we had a dinner party with friends, and we were playing board games, and someone at that party, I will not say who, was a sore loser.
Oh dear.
And lost their temper when the game was not going right. And so that was a dinner party to remember.
I see, yes. Now, that's the thing about dinner parties. You get enough people together, and sooner or later, you end up with an interesting memory of some sort. SDA says, with some music, the mood changed a lot. Yes, very important. We tend to think of decor. We tend to use the word decor in terms of visual decorations. But it really is also, especially when you're talking about a dinner party, it really is also what people hear, what they smell. You ever been to a dinner party where someone's got a nice scented candle somewhere? And that just, it's not like this, you open the door, walk in, and boom, you get hit by this big, sweet smell of some sort. But you'll just notice it sort of in the air as you walk around or as you talk to people. There's this nice scent of, what's a good candle scent, like pumpkin or
sometimes cinnamon is a
cinnamon,
good one.
Yeah.
I like it when things are in the oven when I go to a dinner party, when something like cookies or a cake is in the oven, and that really adds to the ambiance as well. Yes,
the ambiance includes all of these elements, all the five senses, really, part of the ambiance. David Lin, hello, David, good to have you with us. Does the pronunciation of ambiance have two different ways. Yes, the correct way to say it is ambiance, but you will hear ambience from time to time, and I don't mean to say it silly like that, but the original pronunciation really is ambiance, kind of, hear that French in it a little bit. But if somebody says, oh yeah, I went to this party, there was a great ambience there, that's what they mean. And that's perfectly fine. It doesn't mean they're stupid. It doesn't mean they didn't pay attention in class. It's just a less common pronunciation of ambiance. Good question, David. Okay, so let us know about something you all remember from a dinner party that you attended. We, meantime, are going to give you a few more vocab words, and we're going to work in an idiom here as well. But we still have a little time here. So yes, this is a good one. This is both a word for dinner parties and also a piece of advice. Short little word, maybe you've even heard it. Cater. C-A-T-E-R. Cater. Anne-Marie, what is cater?
Okay, so if you are going to cater an event, it means that food is going to be brought to that event. You don't make it yourself. So you could say, I'm going to have the party on Saturday catered. That means that I have ordered the food from somewhere else. They're bringing it there. I just have to present it to the guests. Exactly.
See, if you're hosting a dinner party, you can cook the food yourself, but you don't have to. You're the host. You're not the chef necessarily. If you want to have a dinner party, but the food is too much trouble, or you just don't trust your cooking abilities, like me, then order out. Order the food in. Have it catered, the food, and you can attend to other parts of the decor, other parts of the ambiance that you're more comfortable with, like flower choice, or like the music choice, or the candle choice, or whatnot. A dinner party doesn't necessarily mean that you cook it yourself. It often does, and those can be great dinner parties, but it's not like written down somewhere. It's not a law that you have to cook if you're the host. Think about catering it.
I love what SDA said here about a memory that they have from a dinner party when their house had a blackout.
In the middle of the party.
That is definitely memorable.
That is memorable. Oh, I was trying to think of a memorable one that I had in a dinner party, and I think I've never been to one.
Oh no.
Okay. Is the problem. No, I have no specific memory of like Anne-Marie shared, but just every time I go to a dinner party, I always enjoy myself because it's just a nice social occasion. I almost always learn about a new good book that I want to read from talking to people, or about some new music I want to listen to, or often a good dish that I want to try. I think I once had at a dinner party this spinach ravioli. It's a kind of pasta. It's like a dumpling, actually. It's like a dumpling, only flatter, but it's made of dough like a dumpling is. And this particular dumpling was stuffed with ricotta cheese and spinach.
I love spinach.
And it was mouthwatering.
Sounds like that was a host with the most.
Yes. And Anne-Marie has thrown us one of our idioms for you. So let's get that up on the screen. Host with the most. Little rhyme for you there. As an idiom, though, Anne-Marie, what does it mean?
Well, it means that the host or hostess, they really are very, very good at hosting, and they are meeting the needs of their guests.
Right. The host with the most what? The most hospitality. The host with the most good ideas, the most good food. It doesn't have to be any specific thing. They're just the host with the most.
Have you heard this said, hostess with the mostest, before?
I have, yes.
Mostest, of course, is not an actual word, but to make this rhyme together, we say hostess with the mostest.
Little
if the host is a female.
Yes, the hostess with the mostest. Poetic license is what we call there, just sort of making up words. Steve says, during Chinese New Year, my uncle and auntie will visit us. We eat a big feast. I play the music Rock Me Amadeus by Falco. Yeah. To rock me, Amadeus. I remember that song, Steve. I'm just old enough to remember that song. Yeah. And
Agatha prefers catering.
Catering, sure, over cooking, because you don't need to carry the responsibility if there is food poisoning.
Smart.
Wise, Agatha,
hostess
yes.
with the mostest, right?
You are indeed. A hostess with the most legal advice. Thank you, Agatha. SDA, you had the party during the blackout. It gave a great yeah, see? That's the thing. We laugh, but if you are at a dinner party and there's a blackout, that's an opportunity, maybe, to bring out candles, and light candles and continue the party that way. I guess today we would be more likely to use our phones and whatnot, but there are ways to sort of make the best of unexpected developments at a dinner party, and that can make it more fun, make it more memorable. Okay, we're just about out of time here. Oh, wait, Joy, this sounds like a good one. The table collapsed before we almost finished eating. Oh, so you had just about finished eating, Joy, and then the table at your dinner party collapsed.
Very memorable.
That is memorable, Joy. Thank you. I'm going to use that one for my own memory next time I'm asked about a memorable dinner party. I'll credit you, of course. But yeah, let's give you one more now, just as we're finishing here. And yeah, here's a nice one. Long word, not French. Conviviality. Conviviality. Conviviality.
You were trying to explain this to me before we started here. I think you're going to have to define this one. I've never used this word, friend, so I'm learning something new today as well.
Conviviality, simply, you can hear some roots in there. Con, meaning with. Viv, V-I-V, which means life, energy. Conviviality, having the quality of together life. So conviviality is warm group spirit, happy spirits, elevated spirits, not too excited, but just it's the ideal that you want in your dinner party, is where everyone, we don't necessarily have tables collapsing or lights being blacked out or any sore losers at the board game. Just a nice general sense of conviviality, of people enjoying each other's company, enjoying good food, maybe meeting some people for the first time even. Conviviality, that's like the ultimate goal of a dinner party. And of course, our ultimate goal here at the live stream is to help you improve your English. We're done for that for this week. We'd like to thank you for joining us, and we'd like to invite you to come back next week. Same time, same channel. We'll have another topic, another chance for you to practice your English. Anne-Marie, thank you for joining us.
For having me. Thanks for joining, friends.
Helped make this a convivial live stream today.
Excellent.
But for now, we got to bid you adieu. I'm Peter.
I'm Anne-Marie.
And we are going back to planning our party. Now,
I still think the white ones.
You still think the white ones?
I really do.
Well, lavender is one of those